Place where they have cabins and everything, but it was just so much fun. So much fun. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, and I got to see my son who lives in Colorado. He came out for a couple of weeks. Hi, Tim, how are you? All right, back to work.
Boom. Boom. Good morning, CSLSimiValley. Good morning to all of you that are here with us live in person. It's so beautiful to see live people, to know that we all have legs and feet and stuff and long pants on and everything. That's sweet. And all of you at home, however you are, welcome to you as well, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, or CSLSimi.org. Happy to have you with us this morning as well. Oh, I see a new person in the booth. Darlene is pushing buttons today. Yeah, that's beautiful. We survive so much on our volunteer support. We are a community that sticks together, that works together, that brings this service to you from our heart. We've got probably the best, seriously, all the musicians that come here say this over and over again. We have the best volunteer band, period, in all of CSL, all of them. Yeah, Steve, Randy, John, and the L's. And our music director leading them on the way, Sherry Deed. So grateful to have you, and you bring great music. We got Darius here today. Yes, indeed, the Desert Man, bringing that Sedona love energy with him. I've seen your videos up there on the Red Rocks. It's beautiful, man, beautiful. Yes, indeed. We've got some new members on our service team today. Peter, and is that Tolene over there too? Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. John on the back. And there's one person we can always count on to say yes. I mean, I don't even know if he knows how to say no, And we just love him so much because it's time for our volunteer of the month.
Oh, I like this. I like that curtain.
Right, the little curtain opening. Mm-hmm. Wong! And this month for the July Volunteer of the Month 2020, the man responsible for this hugging seat arrangement and always saying yes, Ron Young. Where is he? I know he's out there doing something. He's probably somewhere being of service. Has he gone doing something? See, he's always doing something. That's how he rolls. Is he going to come in here? Did they go to get him? I did want to cue him. I was like, Ron, where are you? Stay close by. Yeah, but when he designed this seating arrangement, he had seat A, B, plan D, E. We're looking for you. Do you know why we're looking for you? Look right there. Say something to the peoples.
Thank you. Did anyone hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. That's a very kind honor. And I'm overheated.
Yes, you are. Well, look, here, come over here. I can help you with this. Come right here. See this fan that you turned on when you got here today? That's for you to get unoverheated. Thank you, Ron. We love you, buddy. Thank you so much for everything that you do for our service. Absolutely. So he exhibits this mission and vision statement as to each and every one of you by how you participate and bring this teaching alive in the world. This is who we are. Together, let's do it. We're community, inclusive, loving, and authentic. We celebrate all paths to God in gratitude, empowering self and others. We serve compassionately through outreach, inspiration, and education. That's who we are. That's why we're here. And here's what we do. We pray. Yay! This beautiful woman.
Good morning, everybody, and good morning, everybody online. And so we start our service like we start truly every event in Center for Spiritual Living Simi Valley with a prayer, which we'll also call a treatment. And this prayer is to bless the service and recognizing that the divine is expressing itself as this service. Okay, so let's take a deep breath. So I recognize that the divine is everywhere present, that there's only truly one consciousness that is pure love, that is well-being, that is prosperous, that is all-knowing and all-powerful. Only one. There's no space where that divine consciousness is not present. Therefore, it's expressing as each and every one of us. And as the service this morning. So the love, the prosperity, the well-being, the knowingness, the power is right here. It's in the music. It's in every person sitting. It's in the listening. It's in the speaking. And for this, I'm just so grateful. And I let it be, and so it is.
So it is.
Let's all stand and sing.
All right. 1, 2, 3, and. Holy, 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 holy. Holy, 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 holy. Holy, 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 Spirit within me, moving through me, living as me. Holy, 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 holy. We are holy, 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 holy. Holy, 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 Spirit within me, moving through me, living as me. Holy, 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 holy. We are holy, 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 holy. Holy, 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 holy.
It's time for our reading this morning, and I'll be reading from the Science of Mind magazine. It's available in the bookstore. It's a beautiful magazine to have, and there are daily readings. What I find for myself that when I touch base with the teachings on a daily basis, it really stays with me, and my life actually turns out a lot better because I really stay in the teachings. So this morning, I'm reading A Pause for Guidance, and it's actually written by Reverend Stephen himself. And it's in a magazine as a prayer, but it's actually a beautiful meditation. So if you feel comfortable doing so, I suggest you take a deep breath and just close your eyes and follow it, and maybe even visualize it. So, A Pause for Guidance. The ever-present light of Spirit shines brightly in this moment. The sound of Spirit's movement rustles on the winds of a divine breeze. The warmth of Spirit's embrace fills the present moment with love and delight. God is here in this place, a place that fills all space. I am bathed in Spirit's rays. I hear Spirit's whisper. I feel its divine embrace. I am blessed by its love and grace. I am one with Spirit's sublime presence. In this moment of comfort, resting in this nourishing space, I accept the perfect unfoldment of an idea in mind. Right now, the still small voice is speaking to me, informing me, guiding me. I willingly listen and respond with a yes, equal in power and conviction with the yes that flows from the law of mind. I cannot be delayed in the forward movement of this unfolding idea. Everything necessary for the complete realization of this idea as experience is contained in a silent whisper. The path on which I travel is lit by the power of Spirit's guiding vision. All all the energy needed to fulfill the call is contained in my willingness. I hear and I act. This word I embrace is magnetized. It is attached to my affairs. It energizes my every moment, strengthens my resolve, and informs my every action. It is infused with the power of the divine. I'm a co-activator of my idea. I joyfully move forward on time, in time. There's no delay, only the perfect realization of a perfected idea. How wonderful the feeling, how grateful the sensation of knowing I'm now open to Spirit's divine influx of energy, wisdom, and guidance. I'm ever thankful for my divine connection. Feeling now that this word is complete and fulfilled, I release it to the law that knows and always responds with yes. And so it is.
So it is.
Take another deep breath. And then we go to our affirmation, and I will read it once, and then we'll all repeat it together. So the affirmation for today's service is, I am a citizen of the united mind of imagination, where conscious thoughts make definite the infinite. Okay? Let's do it. I am a citizen of the united mind of imagination, where conscious thoughts make definite the infinite.
Thank you, Johanna. Okay, let's bring our musical artist up, Darius Lux. Last time we saw him, he was in a screen. He was virtually with us. So now we got the real deal.
How you guys feeling today? Yeah? We're done with living in a box? Yeah? It's nice to see human beings. All right, this first song is, it's an oldie bit of goodies to sing along with it, and it's definitely been feeling appropriate recently. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely virus. Little darling, feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Darling, smiles returning to the faces. Little darling, feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Feel that ice is slowly melting. Little darling, feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, here comes the sun, and I Thank you.
Very all right.
Now it's time for meditation. To really tap into that nourishing place within ourselves. When we touch base with the divine, it's like, I read somewhere, it's like when we do the practices, such as meditation, we really touch grace. It's so beautiful, right? So we'll meditate for 3 minutes. What you can do is just focus on your breath. That will ease the mind. And after 3 minutes, Sherry will be playing a beautiful song to close it out. Let's meditate. And take a deep breath. Open your eyes if you haven't done so already. And if you're not already meditating at home, we invite you to start a practice. It can be as simple as 3 minutes a day. Just start. Touch grace.
Come on back up, Darius. The next two songs are originals of Darius's. They're brilliant.
Thank you. Well, this first song, there's a lot of noise out there right now. A lot of voices telling us what to do, mixed messages, conflicted messages, and it's this song is about kind of grounding into yourself, and as we were doing with the meditation, finding that quiet place, that quiet moment of the day where you can just kind of close your eyes and switch it all out and just really get in touch with what's going on inside you. And really, a lot of the answers are often there, if you just listen close enough. The song's called "Listen, You Already Know." There's so much information getting in the way, so many things to do, so many calls to make. Don't know my left from right, my up and down, and I just wanna tear it all apart like a brand new start. Too many TV screens, magazines in my face. Feel like I'm sinking, that I'm lost without a trace. What are we all looking at? Should I go to find a little space to find my very own place? If you just listen, you already know. So won't you listen? You know where to go. Come on now, listen to your inner voice. You hear the beat of your heart. You're free to make your own choice. There's so much talking, but who's really speaking to me? So much rushing, but I rarely see any speed. I feel like hitting out and screaming loud, but I don't wanna hurt nobody close. So when I need to listen most, is when you listen, you already know. So won't you listen? You know where to go. Come on now, listen to your inner voice. You hear the beat of your heart. You're free to make your own choice. So many people are gonna tell you what to do. Do this, do that, it's so hard to break through. I know it's easy to just stop feeling, but I wanna know what's up with you. Listen, you already know. Come on now, listen. You know where to go. Listen to your inner voice. You hear the beat of your heart. You're free to make your own choice. So won't you listen? Already know. Come on now, listen. You know where to go. Come on now, listen to your inner voice. You hear the beat of your heart. You're free to make your own choice. So won't you listen?
Ooh, yeah. Darius Lux, listen.
What a beautiful song. I love that. You write great music, sir.
Could
I
you
must
see
tell
the
you.
L's, what they were doing?
Pardon me?
Could you see the L's little choreography?
Oh, that little choreography going on too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Little Supreme action. I love it. Just watched Summer of Soul the other day and
Yes.
watching so
That's what I said. And
It made me think
you
about
need to
that.
do the pips.
right?
The
Right?
pips were amazing.
The Pips are amazing. I mean, the Temptations were great, but the Pips, they got some moves.
Yes.
Absolutely. And the other thing about that listen, it's about this. It's about the coming attractions. If we listen, we'll hear the coming attractions for our life. And as I was thinking about this talk, of course, I had to go check out some coming attractions because it helps you to pick the movies. There are some great movies coming out this year. Dune is coming back. Yeah. They're doing another Matrix. Is that even possible? Blue pill, red pill. That's coming out. Top Gun. I didn't even know Tom Cruise was still alive. But they're bringing him back. Matt Damon's coming back with a movie. Bond. James Bond. There's some great movies coming out, and the trailers help you to make a decision as to what movie you're going to pick, right? And I sort of have a mixed bag with trailers. They do fuel my imagination. They help me to see, ooh, that looks like it might be really great. But Johanna will tell you, I'm not a big fan of knowing what the movie's about before I get to see the movie. When I would sit on stage next to David Sheehan, God rest his soul, he would do his film previews and reviews, and he would always tell a lot of the plot. I never liked his reviews because he told a lot of the plot. So I would sit there and I'd be like, la, 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 and he would say, "Would you stop?" One day, live on TV, he goes, "Would you stop that?" I didn't realize I had gone from to la 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 la. So it was actually broadcasting out, I don't really want to know. I don't really want to know. It's enough that it's the Star Wars. Okay, I'm going to be there. I don't care. Dune. I'm going to be there. I don't care. I don't need to see it. But with life, it doesn't work like that. If we don't pay attention to our coming attractions in life, we don't write our own coming attractions, if we don't write our own trailer, then we fall victim to the law of averages. And who wants to live an average life? Well, we're here to be spectacular. We're here to be exceptional. We're here to be the unique divine emanation of spirit that we were put here to be. We need to write a conscious coming attraction, a conscious trailer. In a world where life is great, it's because I decided it to be so. That's the way it works. That's how it comes in our world. I love that guy. In a world. Have you seen the Geico commercial where they do a takeoff on him? He's like the voice. I don't remember his name right now, but he's like the voice of, what is it? His name was Don LaFontaine. Yes. Amazing. You say his name was? Well, he may still be around. Okay. In a world without Don LaFontaine. But it's just so powerful to know that we have that choice. And in Science of Mind, we come to understand where that comes from. It comes from a love of the universe, a love that wants to express as you and allows it to be happening through you in response to a law that listens to you. That listens to you. This is what we get to do. Einstein says, imagination, it's everything. It's everything. It's life's preview of where we're going to go in our life. Dr. Holmes loves the idea of imagination. He talks about it as part of the co-creative process. Creation is life at play, and imagination is what fuels that life at play. It's the happening through the divine self-imagination. The divine self has put you here. This thing called spirit, this thing called life itself, is filled with ideas, filled with possibilities. They call it infinite possibilities, but infinite, when it realized that it could be, it exploded into the universe that it is. Just the idea that infinite could be creative, boom, burst into something so big, we call it the universe. And there's still more of it unfolding, and the only way that any of that can become real in time and space is through each and every one of us. So it's through, and we get to set the trailer, we get to write the movie, we get to say, what is the coming attraction? That is the happening that's happening through the divine self-imagination, and the divine self is within each and every one of us, so we are that thing imagining what life can be. Unfortunately, we haven't put our work to it on, like, committed. We're so kind of wishy-washy. Okay, maybe you guys aren't. I know some of you, you're so evolved. I see you. You have to tie yourselves down to your chairs because you're floating over the chairs in that Buddha style. But I don't do that. I wake up in the morning and go, oh, no. That's why I got to do the spiritual practices every day, to remind me of how wonderful life can be. You see, to remind me that I can write my own coming attraction, to sit there, and when it doesn't happen, I turn to Johanna and say, prayer, please, and she so happily abides. That's how that works, you see. You see, Raymond Charles Barker talks about this. One of Dr. Holmes' best buddies, and then they became a feud, and they got back together again, just like the Centers for Spiritual Living did. And he says, there is a principle that is, this principle of life is that life responds by corresponding. Not writing a letter back, by mirroring back what you're thinking. Life becomes the thing you have decided it shall be. What are we deciding life shall be for ourselves? What choice are you making? And how are you choosing to respond to the process of that choice unfolding? Because sometimes it's not going to show up exactly like you like. Like you're in a hurry to get somewhere, and you know you only got 20 minutes to get there, and you left with only 18 minutes time to get there, and you get 2 or 3 traffic lights. You know that's not how you wanted to go. That's how life is. There's going to be some stoplights along the way. How are you going to respond to this thing you've decided it shall be along the way? Imagination is one of the great ways to do that, to imagine yourself, to envision yourself, to visualize your good showing up for you. And the thing about this is so interesting and great is what you're visualizing is the unseen. It's the faith, the unseen thing, right? It's what you don't see that fuels what you do see. As a result, the unseen is a very valuable aspect to creating our lives. The things that are happening up in here that we can't see, that will become the things that we experience out here. The actual show. See, if I don't pay attention to the trailer, that's okay. The movie's already made. It's going to be on the screen. It's in the can, right? But our life is not in the can. So we must pay attention to what we are unfolding, what we are putting into the imagery, what we are making our storyboard. You know, when they make the films, they make these storyboards before they even start shooting anything. What storyboards are we creating for ourselves in the process of letting life unfold? And this invisible is such a valuable aspect. Back to the movie idea. How many of you go, you read a book, and you love the book, and then you say, ooh, they just made a movie out of that book. And you go to see the movie, and you're like, what happened? Right? Because our imagination is so wonderful. We create things individually that cannot be created on the screen for everybody to see. My story, this is part of the unique experience of life that is each and every one of us. My story of my life is going to be very different than your story of what my life should be. It's just not going to work that way. We have to live our own experience, you see. This is why books are great. Audio, I like Audible. That's good. I could put some imagery to that. That's nice. But then when it goes to the video, it's like, ooh, it didn't come out exactly the right way. These are the various layers that take place. And sometimes we allow those layers to take place in our real life experience. We have the book idea. We have the invisible aspect of our life that we're out picturing, right? And then we sort of get the audio idea, the voices from our past, the people in our lives that have told us different stories that aren't necessarily our exact truth or our interpretation of what our truth would be, but we buy into it, and so suddenly our picture is a little bit distorted. It's not exactly the way the divine imagination unfolded it to be. And then there's another level where we start to see the outside world. My neighbor has a brand new car. I should have a brand new car. My friend just got a promotion. How come I didn't get a promotion? Now we start to compare ourselves with the outside world. That's the visual. So we let the audio and the visual upset the mental process that we all have an ability to tap into. Are you with me on this? Is any of this making sense? Good, I'm done. Amen. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. No, I got some more. Yeah, wait. He ain't through yet. That's right. Like the little boy said to his dad in church, Daddy, what does it mean when the minister looks at his watch? Nothing, son. He's still going to be talking. There's a great gospel song about that where the minister's talking and the people are starting to get hungry, and finally the choir starts to sing, and they start singing about food, trying to give the minister a hint. And he just goes, yeah, that sounds good. Keeps on talking right on through it. But this thing about imagination, this thing is about the invisible beginnings of our life, the invisible openings to the greater part of our life. It carries with it feeling and conviction. Neville talks about the power of feeling, Neville Goddard, feeling and conviction. And feeling is life itself. Feeling is part of life. We all get it when we're fully alive in those moments when we feel something really special. Holding the grandbaby, singing a wonderful song, being of service somewhere, sitting next to your mom on a Sunday morning. That juicy feeling of being with a good friend, And then there's a conviction that comes with that feeling. I want to do that again. I want to experience that one more time. So that's an action. We go to take action, you see. So life is about feeling, conviction, life, and action. It all comes together. It's all part of that creative power that is within us that we get to respond to. And the responded feeling, the response of feeling overpowers any mental activity we can go about. You can think a thing. You can think a thought. What is that thing about Emerson? I think it's Emma Curtis Hopkins says, if a thought can make you blush, then a thought could heal your body, right? If a thought could make you blush, a thought could heal your body. But both of those things, the thing that makes you blush is a feeling. It's a feeling that starts the action. Now, in the Zen tradition, and somewhat in the Buddhist tradition, and somewhat in other Eastern philosophies, there's this thing called the Quan. It's a little confusing statement, like the sound of one hand clapping. Or perhaps this quote from a Zen-rin poem written by Toyo Echi, who says, "You cannot get it by taking thought. You cannot seek it by not taking thought." Huh? You cannot get it by taking thought. You can just have an idea. You can take a thought, but that's not going to give you anything, right? Not going to give you anything. Now you just got an idea. That's great. Okay. You got a trailer, but you haven't made the movie yet. You cannot seek it by not taking a thought. You won't be able to make the movie without the idea. But then you must take the action. That's the part that's missing here. That's what that's leading to. You can't even take the action without doing those two things first. Then the action comes along. See, we become the person that the thoughts in our head prepare us to be. The action that we take begins with the coming attraction we create in our brains. But we must be careful to watch our self-talk. It is your choice. It's your choice how you want to talk to yourself. And remember, when you're saying things to yourself, you're saying things to the self, the big self, that is listening with the power to create the thing you're thinking about. Whew. Time to really exercise some caution. Put out, like in the brain, caution tape. Do not pass this area without having some deep, deep spiritual practice. Then, once that's done, you can take the action that's based on the feeling tone of what feels right in the gut, what feels natural, what feels easy. I'm not talking about easy without strife or struggle or challenge, you know. It's easy to go to the gym. It's easy to pay the membership, especially if it gets on that auto pay thing where they can never get out of it, you know. It's easy to do all that stuff. And once you work out, it's easy for your body to make the muscles. But going to the gym is not easy. That part's hard. You know, so the journey is going to incur some stuff along the way. But the feeling of doing it, it's just so powerful for us, you see. And that all results from our imagination and our vision of what we see in ourselves. You know, the vision of seeing your arm up here instead of down there. Right? Ooh, right? We all know that. We all know that journey. Right? Some of the great philosophy of all times was written down by the Greeks. I'm taking this class right now on ancient spirituality, and some of it's going to start trickling through in the talks as I get a little further along. But there are some religions much older than what we study, and those religions didn't write as much stuff down as the Greeks and the Romans did. But Heraclitus was one of those that wrote down some stuff that he inherited and heard from some of the ancient religions. And one of the things he says is that day by day, what you choose, what you think, and what you do is who you become. I love that. Day by day, what you choose, what you think, and what you do is who you become. What are you choosing? You're choosing, what are you thinking about? Well, that's going to lead you to what you do. And then we're going to talk about that's who you are. That's who I am. That's just me. if you're not completely jazzed about the "that's just me" part of your life, there is a bigger picture that we can see. There's a bigger picture we can open up to. There's a bigger picture with more coming attractions than anything we have possibly imagined. But see, sometimes we let life be mean to us. We let life be little. We let it shrink down and limit our good. But that is a result of not seeing the whole picture, not availing ourselves of the divine gift that God is here to bring us. Because there is this divine gift that we're here to see. But we must see the big picture. We must choose to see more. We must choose to think more, be willing to do more, and then we become more through that process. There's a story from ancient Egypt about a small town that had this statue with a guy pointing his finger, and there was a sign below it that says, "On this spot lies treasure." And people would come to this town, and there was this big rock, like this granite rock that had been smoothed over from centuries of people coming and banging on this rock, trying to crack it to get to the treasure. Because on this rock, it said, on this spot, there's treasure. Well, one day a guy was sitting there, and he was just meditating. He meditated from early morning through early afternoon. And he noticed around midday, right at noon, that a shadow appeared just below the point of the finger that pointed to some flagstones that were just outside the edge of the rock that everybody had been beating on for centuries. And he said, whoa. So he went to because he saw a bigger picture. And he went to the flagstone, and he got a little crowbar and pried the flagstone up and pushed away the dirt, and there was a trap door that led into a chest below, a room below, filled with not just treasures, but the recipes and the history of how these treasures came to be. He not only had the treasures, he had the ability to make the treasure, because he recognized and saw a bigger picture. He saw that it wasn't there, and we do that. We too busy looking at the moon, at the finger when it's really the moon. It's really the spot that was right there. I love that hard stone. See, what we need to do is to do that for our lives. Look at the bigger picture, and then we can begin to find something that sparks our lives. What is it that sparks your life? What is it that lights you up? If you're not doing that thing that lights you up, why? It's here. It's here for us to do on a daily basis. And if not daily, okay, weekly basis. Not weekly, monthly basis. Start small and work into it. But try it. Try to find that thing, because the beautiful thing is your individual spark, whatever that is, whatever your individual spark is here to illuminate the world. We think ourselves, back to before, we think ourselves little. We're mean to ourselves. We shrink ourselves down. Now, the spark that illuminates the world, it may not be like the whole globe world. It might just be your world. It might just be your block, your neighbor, your family. That person that is just, that will come to you years later and say, you said something to me one day that changed my life. We all have that ability when we can go outside to that larger space. Dr. Holmes says, to all of us, there come fleeting moments when our inward vision is opened and we seem to look out upon a newer and broader horizon. Are you ready for your inner vision to open up? Are you ready to see a broader horizon? Or maybe you just want to make a sandcastle on the beach. But whatever it is, there is something that is calling to you. And it's my suggestion that you claim it, and that you claim it right here and right now. That you strike the spot and lift the flagstone of your own life and open up the treasure chest that's waiting for you to unfold, right? That you complete your story by using your imagination. Because you are a citizen of the united mind of imagination. You got card carrying, naturalized, born into it, no green card necessary. It's all you. You got it. You don't have to register to vote. Your vote's already taken by just saying yes to this gift that is sitting before you. And we can do that by practicing our daily work of imagining the best life we can possibly imagine for ourselves. And when you do it for yourself, you're doing it for all. Remember, your spark is here to illuminate the world. We might not be able to here, back to the affirmation for a minute. We might not be able to, in fact, it's not possible to contract the infinite. The infinite's not going to shrink down. But there's so much possibility in the infinite that we can make parts of it definite. We can make parts of it experiences in our lives. We can, that's mine, that's mine, that's mine. We can do that from this infinite presence that's around us. It's only our job to expand that finite through the imagination, through the writing of our coming attraction, and then going out and buying a ticket and getting in the seat and living it. Watch it in Dolby IMAX stereo 70 millimeter sound, air blowing, awesome experience. If they ever open up the theaters again. And even then, I'm not sure I want to go. Unless they're going to paint that sticky stuff on the floor. Because they do that. They don't really mop them. They just mop them with sticky stuff. Ernest Holmes says, our founder, the guy that wrote so much of this good stuff down, we shall continuously expand and experience more and more of that life that is already perfect. There's no reason why this awakening should not come now. No reason. None. So why wait? Why wait? Your great awakening, your coming attraction is playing as a full film at a theater of the mind very close to you. I think it might be your own mind is playing this great show. So check out your coming attraction right now. And so it is. Here we are. You ready? I am a citizen of the united mind of imagination where conscious thoughts make definite the infinite. Get to work. Get busy on that. Okay. I'm going to go over here and hydrate because it's summertime and you're supposed to... I'm supposed to drink 3 of these a day. No, that's it's supposed to. Remember, daily practice, daily practice. Yes, it's perfect in my mind. Yes, exactly. Exactly. I know. I cannot tell you how many times a month I say to myself, I should probably listen to what that guy says on Sunday. Let's do our revealing prayer at this time. This is when we're going to recognize the divine presence that already knows how to deliver the coming attraction in our life. Is there something you want to write on your storyboard to make real in your experience? How will you make definite the infinite today? Speak that word into the room and let's affirm it through a common prayer together right now. What do you got to say? Here's what I know. This divine presence that is available through each and every one of us, that is each and every one of us, is sharing itself and opening itself up for us to be divine co-creators of a wonderful experience of life, a healing experience that reveals the wholeness that is available to each and every one of us. What I'm knowing is that we all have the opportunity to consciously say to ourselves, I am one with this presence. I use this divine power. I step into my good daily by recognizing that it is done to me as I believe. And therefore, I believe in my good. I believe in my power to overcome struggle. I believe in my journey of moving toward more harmony in my life. I believe in the possibilities becoming realities. I do not believe in impossible. I believe in I'm possible. And I make the possible real by the power that is in me, by the spirit that is as me. What I know is true for me in these words, I know is true for each and every person here. And by these affirmation statements, we make real these words in our experience in time and space with a deep sense of gratitude, releasing this prayer to that infinite law that always says yes. We affirm this word when we say, and so it is. All righty. I bring back Reverend Johanna. Thank you, dear.
At this point in a service, we get to practice the law of circulation. So the law of circulation is we receive so much in our lives. You know, even when we experience hardship, there are always areas in our lives where we experience gratitude. And then we get to give it back because we are part of the one. We are part of the one expression of the divine. So we keep it moving. You know, an analogy that's used a lot is like we don't just breathe in. If we only breathe in, we would get very uncomfortable. We have to breathe out. And that is what the law of circulation is, really. And so there are different ways you can give, like right here in the sanctuary, the ushers will come by, they will hold the basket, and you can contribute money. If you're an outer tither or at this point for any reason you don't put money in the basket, please give a blessing. You can hold your hands over the basket and just give a blessing. That has its effect. You know, it's very powerful. You can donate online. Go to cslsimi.org/donating. You can text to 805-600-5677 and just text give. It's a wonderful way to give. I do that. Or you can call the office, 805-527-0870. Okay? What I'd like you to do for 1 minute, just close your eyes really quickly. Just think about 3 things you're grateful for in your life. And then open your eyes and give from that place. Okay? And then let's say the affirmation together. Divine love is doing its perfect work here and now. Divine love harmonizes, divine love adjusts, divine love prospers. Divine love foresees everything and richly provides every good thing for CSLSimiValley now. Divine love is victorious. So let's bless the offering together. Let's take a deep breath. Right here and right now, express gratitude for the generous giving of this community, knowing that the giver is blessed and that what is given travels, blessing everything it touches. And I let it be, and so it is.
So it is. Darius, come on up.
This man should get an award.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you, Reverend Stephen. It was exactly what I needed to hear today. Probably not the only person, right?
Yeah.
That was,
It was great.
it was some good juju right there. Thank you. This is an original song. It's called "The Great Unknown." Take these fears, I don't need them. I've already served them well. And take this foresight and this wisdom. There's nothing to teach me now. 'Cause the man I am is only half of what I'll be. Cut my wings, but I'm still flying. Stated me with all these insecurities. Maybe lost, but I'm still trying. I'm stepping into the great unknown. My only road is the path I roam. Embrace a world that I've never known. And I'm finally free. And if I change my emotions, the ways that I think and feel, and I can change my ambitions, and all that I thought was real. And the man I am will be twice of what is now. Cut my wings, but I'm still flying. More I have for every piece that's disallowed. Maybe lost, but I'm not dying, not dying, no. I'm stepping into the great unknown. My only road is the path I roam. Embrace a world that I've never known. I'm finally free, yeah. Stepping into the great unknown. My only road is the path I roam. Embrace a world that I've never known. And I'm finally free, finally free, finally free. I'm stepping into the great unknown. My only road is the path I roam. Embrace a world that I've never known. And I'm finally free, finally free, finally free. And it feels like home.
Darius, right on.
Darius Lux.
You guys sound great as well. Thank you very much.
Dude. Not only do I love your songs and the lyrics and the tone of them, but you got one of the best names on the planet, dude. I mean, gosh.
Darius Lux.
Darius Lux. Yeah, that's a movie name right there. Okay, so well, we have a lot. We did a lot of. I mentioned a lot of folks already, and see, this is why we look at this. Why we give this guy this volunteer. He's everywhere. He's everywhere. Signs, this, that, other. Thank you so much for being here, Ron. Love you. Great music. Thank you so much for that, Darius, and the band. You guys are awesome today. Steve, you had some killer solos today, man. When do we give him Randy a drum solo?
Yeah.
When do you get your drum solo? I want to hear.
Do a little something right now.
Yeah, drop. I only got one beat out of that one. All right. And he's playing these really sweet electronic drums that we have now, so it's really lovely. John.
Thanks to this guy.
Yeah, thanks to this, all these guys that put all this together, and John making this really great music mix. So grateful for that. Gregory, thank you for putting the videos together and building all this new stuff for the cameras. And I don't know, we haven't seen it yet, but we now have a system that allows us to switch back and forth when we do videos and stuff. Remember when we would run a video and all of a sudden you'd see the screen and the background, and then the program would come up, and then the button would have to be pushed, and it's like watching your grandmother play with the computer, What? No, now it's just going to go seamless. Boom, boom, back and forth. Gregory did that for us. Yes, indeed. And then we got a professional in the booth today, Darlene Bellis. Yeah. Because, she is. I don't think she's a professional director, though. She does the Chiron, but
Money.
What's that?
Doing the ka-ching
What's that?
money.
Your fingers are hurting? What? You're clapping. You first word sounds like no. Who gave that woman a window that could open? Yeah. All right. And then our new service team for today. It was Peter and Talene. Thank you so much for joining the service teams. If you too would like to be on a service team, you can talk to Ron, you can talk to Lane. They'll hook you up on a service team, and Gregory and Pat can tell you about how that works for us, and Mona as well, also new members of the service team. Grateful to all of you. Thank you, Johanna, for your prayers for today, for all of you for being here, and for bringing out the magazine. Actually, there's 112 pages in the magazine. I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 112. Give me the number. 44. What else? What? 74. 74. Yep, that one. Because I think the number in that one is 72. All right, I'm thinking of a number again from 1 to 112.
17.
Who said 91? 98 was the number. There you go. All righty. Come back Wednesday. Ernest Holmes, Skinny Book Series. I love these thin books. Wish they had more pictures in them. This one has no pictures in it. But there is white space, so that's cool. But it's a great book. It's thick. Guys, like, whoa. My brain goes. So come Wednesday, let's do that together. And if you're not here in person, it'll also be on Zoom for Wednesday, and it's in the update that comes to your mailbox. We'll have the link to come to that, okay? Let's all bring out some kids of the cosmic variety. Oh, that's right, Dr. Susan is away, and Kathy Burt is filling in. Hello, Emily. How are you today? That's wonderful. Would you like to tell what happened? What'd you guys do?
Yes.
All righty.
We, well, first I read a book about kindness to Emily because we made a thought garden. And we had flowers that we wrote different ways to be kind. So Emily's going to tell you about her thought garden. And the fun thing is there's a magnet on the back, and we can move our flowers around because they're like thoughts. And our thoughts move around.
Ooh.
So tell us about your garden.
Well, I'll read you some of ones that I wrote. So, one that I wrote, it had friendship, kind, forgiving, and I'm gonna throw another one in. Hugs and kisses.
Nice. Good thoughts.
And another one said love, grateful, giving, and helpful. And my last one that I'm gonna read, it says smiles, singing, and XOXO, and one that I love is doing chores not all the time.
Well done.
And we learn to always try and keep our thoughts positive, because thoughts are things, and the more we keep them positive, the more we have positive experiences in our lives. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. Thanks for stepping in. And thanks, Emily. That was absolutely beautiful. I love the way the thoughts move around. That's sweet. All right. Let's all stand. We'll do our closing benediction, and then we will sing. Here we are. I'm at home in the heart of God. My life is anchored in truth. I can never be separate. I live in the consciousness of peace. I release all fear. I am living love.
I release, I let go, I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. No, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release, I let go, I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only
Who you here for? Who you here for? Who you here for?
for God.
We'll see you next week. If you would like prayer, Reverend Johanna is back under the exit sign, and she's available for prayer, and we'll take you to the prayer room for a quick treatment. Emphasis on quick. See you next week.
I don't